It was a sunny Sunday in Florida when Martha, 67, thought she had pulled a muscle. 2 hours later, she was rushed to the emergency room. Imagine your heart as a silent alarm system. Unlike the blaring sirens of a fire truck, it doesn't always warn you with loud, obvious signals. Sometimes it whispers, a faint discomfort, a strange fatigue, a little shortness of breath. For countless women over 60, these whispers go unnoticed until it's too late. The problem is most women have been taught to look for the classic heart attack signs: severe chest pain, clutching the arm, the Hollywood version. But the truth is far more dangerous. Many women never feel that crushing pain at all. Instead, their symptoms are subtle, scattered, and easy to dismiss. That's why heart attacks in women are often called silent killers. Now picture this. You wake up feeling off, like you didn't sleep well. You push through the morning routine, maybe even run errands, all while your heart is quietly struggling. Every minute that passes without action is like another brick being added to a collapsing wall. And here's the frightening truth. In heart attacks, especially in women, delay can be deadly. The American Heart Association warns that women often wait longer than men to seek help, simply because they don't recognize the signs. This isn't just about statistics, it's about lives. Mothers, sisters, friends. It's about knowing what's normal for your body and when something feels wrong, even if it's not movie-style chest pain. That awareness can mean the difference between life and death. Today, I want you to stay with me until the very end, because we're going to walk through 7 specific heart attack symptoms in women, from the most subtle to the most alarming, so you'll know exactly what to watch for. And in the finale, I'll reveal the exact symptom that saved Martha's life. She could have ignored it, and almost did, but recognizing it made all the difference. That same knowledge could save you or the woman you love. So keep watching, because what you learn in the next few minutes might just be the reason someone gets to see another sunny Sunday. One of the 7 signs you'll hear today could be the difference between life and death. If you're a woman over 60 living anywhere in America, whether you're in the heart of New York City, the quiet suburbs of Ohio, or a sunny Florida retirement community, this video is made for you. Heart attacks in women often don't look like what you see in the movies. The truth is, many of the early symptoms are subtle, sneaky, and easy to dismiss. And that's why too many women miss their window to get help in time. So I want to ask you for one thing. Commit to watching this video all the way to the end, because inside, I'm going to walk you through 7 heart attack symptoms in women, from the quietest whispers to the loudest alarms. If even one of these signs is caught early, it could save your life or the life of someone you love. And if you've been blessed with a sister, a daughter, a best friend, or a neighbor you care about, sharing this video with them might be the greatest act of love you'll ever give. Imagine sending this to someone today, and weeks later they tell you, "I went to the doctor because of what I saw, and they caught it in time." That's the kind of ripple effect we can create together. Before we go deeper, I need your help. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss life-saving health content like this. Tap the like button so YouTube knows this video is important and shares it with more people. And share it through text, Facebook, email, however you can, to make sure this message travels far beyond your own living room. Because every second we wait, another woman somewhere may be ignoring the signs her heart is begging her to notice. Let's make sure that's not you and not anyone you care about. Symptom 1, unusual fatigue. Imagine you wake up on a Tuesday morning in your cozy kitchen in Ohio. The sun's streaming through the window, your coffee's brewing, and you have a short to-do list. Maybe fold some laundry, water the plants, call your daughter. Nothing out of the ordinary. But before you've even finished your first cup, you feel it. That heaviness. Not the "I stayed up too late watching TV" kind of tired, but the kind where every movement feels like you're walking through deep water. It's as if someone slipped a backpack full of bricks onto your shoulders while you slept. Here's what's tricky. For women, especially at over 60, unusual fatigue is one of the most common early warning signs of a heart attack, and it often shows up days or even weeks before the big event. The American Heart Association that has found that women are far more likely than men to experience this silent symptom instead of the dramatic chest-clutching pain we see in the movies. Your heart, that tireless pump working 24/7, is like a power grid. When it's struggling to keep blood flowing, it diverts energy away from muscles and tissues, leaving you feeling drained, even without any heavy lifting. Let's put it in perspective. Picture driving your car with the gas light on. The engine still runs, but it hesitates, sputters, and feels weaker. That's your body on heart trouble. And yet, many women shrug it off as just getting older, probably stress, or I've been doing too much lately. I remember a story about Linda from Arizona. She was a retired school teacher, active in her garden club, and walked away to displace Labrador every morning. She started skipping walks, saying she just didn't have the energy. Her friends thought it was the summer heat. A week later, she was in the ER with a major heart attack. Her doctor told her, "If you'd come in when you first noticed that unusual fatigue, we might have caught it before the damage was severe." This is why unusual fatigue isn't something to wait and see about. It's your heart's version of a fire alarm, except it's using a whisper instead of a siren. And the danger is that whispers are easy to ignore. If your loved one over 60 suddenly feels fatigue that's new, intense, and persistent, the kind where you can't finish tasks you normally breeze through, take action immediately. Call 911. Don't try to drive yourself to the hospital. Have emergency services come to you. If you have no aspirin allergy and your doctor has advised it in emergencies, chew one while you wait. Your life is worth more than the inconvenience of bothering someone if it turns out to be nothing. In heart health, minutes matter. Think of unusual fatigue as the smoke before the fire. Ignore it, and the flames could consume everything. Listen to your body. That backpack full of bricks might just be your heart begging you to get help before it's too late. Symptom 2, unusual shortness of breath. Imagine walking out to your mailbox on a crisp morning, just 50 feet from your front door. Normally, it's a simple, mindless part of your day. But today, halfway there, you're stopping to catch your breath. You feel like you've just climbed a steep hill, yet you've barely moved. Your chest feels heavy, your breath shallow, and you find yourself wondering if you're just out of shape or getting older. But here's the truth, this is not normal aging. This could be your heart waving a red flag, and ignoring it could cost you your life. Shortness of breath during simple, everyday activities, folding laundry, carrying groceries, or walking the dog, can be a sign that your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently. For women, this symptom is especially tricky because it often appears without the classic crushing chest pain we see in movies. Instead, your body's oxygen supply is like water running through a kinked garden hose. No matter how much you try to breathe, the flow is weak and your muscles and brain aren't getting what they need. Here's the danger. In women, unusual shortness of breath is often misdiagnosed. Doctors might blame it on anxiety, menopause, or simply lack of fitness. This delay in proper diagnosis is why heart attacks in women can be deadlier. The signs are subtler, but the risk is just as real. Your heart is like the engine of a car. When it's struggling, the fuel, in this case, oxygen-rich blood, can't reach the rest of your body fast enough. If that's happening, your body will try to warn you, and shortness of breath is one of its loudest silent alarms. Take Linda from Ohio, for example. She's 60, a retired school teacher, and she's walked her beagle around the neighborhood every morning for over a decade. One morning, halfway through her usual route, Linda had to stop. She bent forward, resting her hand on her knee. She brushed it off, thinking maybe it was allergies or the humidity, but the next day it happened again, and this time she felt a strange pressure in her chest. She went to her doctor, who sent her to the ER immediately. The diagnosis? A mild heart attack. Doctors told her she was lucky. Many women never make it past that second episode. Think of it like breathing through a straw while trying to jog. That's what your body feels when the heart can't pump efficiently. And unlike a cold or mild asthma, this isn't something you can push through or wait out. Your heart is already under stress, and every extra beat is like asking a sprinter to keep running with no oxygen. If you ever find yourself out of breath while doing something you could easily do last week or last month, stop immediately. Sit down, call 911, do not try to walk it off, and never drive yourself to the hospital. If your doctor has previously recommended it, chew one aspirin while you wait for help to arrive. Minutes matter, bro. And getting help quickly can mean the difference between a full recovery and a devastating outcome. When it comes to shortness of breath, especially for women over 60, the safest assumption is this: it's not just age. It could be your heart crying out for help. Symptom 3, nausea or indigestion. We've all had moments where our stomach feels unsettled, maybe after a big holiday meal or a late-night snack. But here's the problem. For many women, nausea, indigestion, or even what feels like heartburn can be an early red flag for a heart attack. Unlike the dramatic Hollywood image of someone clutching their chest, this symptom often hides in plain sight. And because it seems harmless, it's too often brushed aside. Imagine your stomach as a kitchen sink. Usually the water, your digestion, flows smoothly, but if the pipes, your blood vessels, are clogged, pressure builds up. And that backup doesn't just cause discomfort in your chest. It can send warning signals through your digestive system. That uneasy, off feeling might not be about what you ate. It could be your heart struggling to pump enough blood, especially to your digestive tract. Here's the thing. Women often experience heart attack symptoms differently from men. While men are more likely to report crushing chest pain, women may first notice discomfort in the stomach, nausea, or a burning sensation they think is acid reflux. That's why many doctors say women's heart attacks can be silent, because the signs are subtle and easily mistaken for something else. Let's take an example. Susan from Denver, 64, was preparing Sunday dinner for her grandkids. Halfway through stirring the chili, she felt a wave of queasiness. She thought maybe the spicy peppers were to blame. She sat down, drank some water, but the feeling didn't pass. She even felt slightly sweaty and lightheaded. Luckily, her daughter insisted they call 911. At the ER, doctors confirmed she was having a heart attack. Without that quick decision, the outcome could have been very different. In American culture, we often joke about blaming the burrito or taking an antacid and powering through. But here's the danger. The longer you wait, the more heart muscle can be damaged. It's like ignoring a small flame on the stove. Give it enough time and it can burn down the kitchen. Your immediate action plan. If you experience sudden nausea, indigestion, or heartburn-like discomfort, especially if it comes with cold sweats, shortness of breath, dizziness, or pain radiating to your jaw, neck, or back, stop what you're doing immediately. Call 911. Don't drive yourself. Let trained professionals help. If your doctor has previously advised it, chew an aspirin while waiting for EMS. This isn't about overreacting. It's about protecting the only heart you have. Think of it this way. Your heart is your home's main power generator. If the generator sputters, the lights in different rooms, including your stomach, start to flicker. Don't just reset the breaker. Find out why the power is failing. The lesson? Not every stomach issue is just food. Sometimes it's your heart sending an urgent, life-saving message. And in that moment, listening could mean the difference between recovery and tragedy. Symptom 4, jaw, neck, or back pain. the silent messenger your heart sends. It was a crisp autumn morning in Vermont when Susan, 72, thought she'd simply slept funny. She woke with a dull ache along her jaw and a stiffness in her upper back. "Probably my pillow," she muttered as she poured her coffee. She stretched, massaged her neck, and even took a warm shower, but the discomfort lingered, like an uninvited guest that refused to leave. By mid-afternoon, Susan wasn't thinking about her pillow anymore. She was in the ER, hearing the words that sent chills through her. "You're having a heart attack." Most people expect a heart attack to scream for attention with crushing chest pain, the kind we see in movies. But for many women, especially those over 60, the heart is more subtle, almost sly. Instead of sounding the alarm in your chest, it sends a quiet knock to your bum, neck, or back. This is especially dangerous because we're quick to blame it on arthritis, bad posture, or even dental issues. And every minute spent dismissing it gives the heart attack more time to do damage. Think of your body as a neighborhood. Your heart is the power plant, sending energy everywhere. But sometimes when there's trouble at the plant, the warning sirens echo not in the control room, your chest, but in a distant street, your glossy or back. It's called referred pain, and it happens because the nerves that carry signals from your heart have also served these other areas. Your brain gets confused, like a mail carrier delivering urgent letters to the wrong address. In women, this misdirection is common. Studies from the American Heart Association show that women are more likely than men to report pain in areas other than the chest during a heart attack. That's why mild discomfort in these spots, especially when it comes on suddenly, worsens with activity, or is accompanied by fatigue, sweating, or nausea, should never be ignored. Picture this. You're at your kitchen table sorting through mail. You notice a tightening in your upper back, almost like you've been lifting heavy grocery bags. But you haven't. A twinge creeps up to your jaw. You sip water, adjust your chair, try to shake it off. But here's the truth. If it's your heart, no amount of stretching, rubbing, or waiting will make it go away. The danger isn't just that the pain is mild. It's that it's misleading. Susan told me later that the only reason she called 911 was because of something her friend once said after her own heart attack. If it's a new pain and it's weird, don't wait. Your heart doesn't care if you feel silly. It only cares if you act fast. That advice saved her life. If you're experiencing jaw, neck, or back pain out of nowhere, especially if it's accompanied by shortness of breath, sweating, dizziness, or fatigue, stop what you're doing immediately. Sit down, call 911. Do not try to drive yourself to the hospital. If your doctor has advised it in the past, chew a regular strength aspirin while you wait for help. Remember, heart attacks are a race against time, and every minute you delay, more heart muscle is at risk. The human heart may be small enough to fit in your hands, but when it decides to send a warning, it often does so in riddles. Don't try to solve the puzzle yourself. Let emergency professionals figure it out. Susan's story has a happy ending because she chose action over doubt. The ache in her jaw was her heart's way of whispering, "I'm in trouble." She could have ignored it. She could have waited until morning. Instead, she listened and lived to tell the tale. So the next time you feel that strange pain in your a neck or back, think of it as your heart slipping you a note under the door. Read it, believe it, and respond fast, because the messenger might be quiet, but the message is urgent. Symptom 5, dizziness or lightheadedness. Imagine walking into your kitchen on a quiet Tuesday morning. You've just poured yourself a cup of coffee when suddenly the room feels like it tilts. You grab the counter for balance, heart pounding, trying to steady yourself. Maybe I stood up too fast, you tell yourself. But what if this isn't about moving too quickly? What if it's your heart sending a desperate signal that something is wrong? Dizziness or lightheadedness can seem harmless, even normal. especially as we age. Many seniors in America shrug it off as dehydration, a skipped meal, or just getting older. But when it comes to heart attacks in women, especially those over 60, sudden dizziness can be a sign that the brain isn't getting enough oxygen-rich blood, and that's a serious red flag. Here's why. Your heart is like the pump in a city's water system. When it's strong, every part of your city, in this case your body, gets exactly what it needs. But if the pump weakens, or the pipes, your arteries are blocked, the water pressure drops. In your body, that means less blood and less oxygen reaches your brain. The result? You feel lightheaded, unsteady, or even on the verge of fainting. In women, heart attack symptoms often appear more subtly than the Hollywood heart attack you see on TV. You might not clutch your chest and fall to the ground. Instead, you could feel as if you were walking on a swaying boat, even while standing still. The danger? Many women mistake this for vertigo, fatigue, or a side effect of medication, and they wait it out. That wait could be deadly. Take the story of Susan from Arizona, a retired school teacher. One Saturday morning, she was rearranging photo albums in her living room. Out of nowhere, she felt dizzy, the kind of dizzy that made her sit down on the couch immediately. She drank some water and told herself it was because she skipped breakfast. But an hour later, she felt nauseated and sweaty. Her daughter insisted they call 911. At the hospital, doctors told her she had been having a silent heart attack for the past few hours. That dizziness? It was her brain's way of saying, "We're not getting enough oxygen here, do something." Think of dizziness like a smoke alarm in your home. It might be a low battery, or it might be telling you there's a fire. You wouldn't ignore a smoke alarm, so why ignore this signal from your body? Here's what to do if dizziness strikes suddenly and without an obvious cause. 1. Stop what you're doing immediately. Sit or lie down to prevent falling and injuring yourself. 2. Call 911 right away. Do not assume it will pass and don't wait just to see. 3. If your doctor has advised it before, chew, don't swallow whole, 1 adult aspirin. This can help slow blood clot formation. 4. Do not drive yourself. Even if you feel better after a few minutes, dizziness can return without warning. Let emergency responders check your heart. One more thing. Women are often taught to push through discomfort, to finish the chores, keep the appointment, or avoid making a fuss. But your life is worth more than an unfinished task. If dizziness comes on suddenly, think of it as your body waving a bright red flag. You wouldn't ignore a red light at an intersection. Don't ignore this one either. By knowing that dizziness or lightheadedness can be a warning sign of a heart attack, you give yourself and your loved ones a better chance at survival. Your heart might not shout at you with pain, but it whispers in ways you can learn to hear. And sometimes that whisper is the room tilting just slightly, telling you it's time to act fast. Symptom 6, chest discomfort. Chest discomfort is one of the most well-known signs of a heart attack. Yet for women, it often shows up differently than the crushing pain Hollywood movies portray. Instead of a dramatic clutch to the chest, it can feel like a dull ache, a heavy pressure, or even a strange fullness that comes and goes. Sometimes women describe it as though someone is lightly sitting on their chest, not enough to take their breath away instantly, but enough to make them uneasy. And here's the dangerous part. Many brush it off as indigestion, muscle strain, or just stress. In women, this symptom may last more than a few minutes, or it may fade and return. It could show up while you're doing something as ordinary as carrying groceries, folding laundry, or even sitting in your recliner watching TV. What's happening inside your body is far more serious. Your heart muscle may not be getting enough oxygen-rich blood due to a blockage in the arteries. That's like cutting the water supply to a garden. The plants might survive for a while, but without restoring the flow, they'll wither. Let's put this into an everyday U.S. context. Imagine Karen, a 64-year-old retired school teacher from Michigan. She loved her morning ritual, coffee on the porch, chatting with neighbors as they walked by. One morning she noticed a mild heaviness in her chest. Probably just my posture, she thought, shifting in her chair. It disappeared after a few minutes, so she ignored it. Later that afternoon, the sensation returned, this time with a twinge in her upper back. By dinner, she felt unusually tired. She decided to sleep it off. The next morning, she woke up in the ICU. She had experienced a heart attack overnight. Karen's story is a reminder that chest discomfort in women doesn't always scream for attention. Sometimes it whispers. Think of your heart as the power plant fueling your entire body. If a key pipeline is blocked, the system doesn't always explode instantly. Sometimes it sputters, sending small warning signals before a full shutdown. That pressure or fullness is one of those signals. If you feel unexplained chest discomfort, whether it's sharp, dull, heavy, or simply off, stop what you're doing immediately. Sit down and call 911. Do not try to push through it. If your doctor has previously advised it, chew one regular strength aspirin while waiting for emergency responders. And whatever you do, don't drive yourself. The risk of collapsing behind the wheel is far too high. In heart health, hesitation can be deadly. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it's far better to make a false alarm call than to stay silent and pay the ultimate price. Symptom 7, cold sweats. Picture this. You're sitting in your recliner, reading the morning paper with a cup of coffee, when suddenly you feel a strange chill rush over you. Your skin turns clammy, beads of sweat form on your forehead, yet the room is perfectly cool. You haven't been exercising, you're not anxious, and you're certainly not overheated, but your body feels like it's sounding an alarm you can't quite understand. Cold sweats are different from the normal perspiration you get after gardening, walking the dog, or doing household chores. They're the body's fight or flight response, triggered when blood flow to the skin suddenly drops because your heart isn't pumping efficiently. For women, this can be one of the most overlooked red flags of an impending heart attack. Why it's dangerous in women. For men, heart attack warnings often follow the classic pattern: crushing chest pain, shortness of breath. But for women, the symptoms can be far more subtle. Cold sweats are often brushed off as hot flashes, menopause-related changes, low blood sugar, or even just stress. The danger: by the time you realize it's heart-related, valuable minutes or even hours may have been lost. A 2019 study from the American Heart Association found that women experiencing cold sweats during a cardiac event were less likely to call 911 immediately compared to men. That hesitation can make the difference between recovery and tragedy. Take Susan, 72, from Phoenix, Arizona. One summer afternoon, she was organizing family photo albums when she suddenly broke out into a cold, sticky sweat. She chalked it up to the desert heat, even though the AC was running full blast. Within 15 minutes, she also felt mild nausea. Fortunately, her granddaughter, a nursing student, urged her to call 911. Susan was having a heart attack, and emergency treatment likely saved her life. Without that quick decision, her story could have ended very differently. Imagine your heart as the furnace that keeps your body running. Cold sweats are like a sudden puff of icy smoke escaping from the chimney, a signal that something is wrong deep inside. Even if the outside looks calm, you can't see the furnace's inner workings, but that unexpected chill means trouble is brewing. What to do immediately? If you experience cold sweats without an obvious reason, no exertion, no overheating, especially if they're paired with nausea, lightheadedness, or any discomfort in your chest, back, neck, or jaw. 1. Stop what you're doing and sit or lie down. 2. Call 911 immediately. Do not try to tough it out or drive yourself. 3. If your doctor has previously recommended it, Chew one regular strength aspirin while waiting for help. 4. Stay calm and still until emergency responders arrive. Remember, a heart attack can happen even if you're sitting still. Cold sweats are your body's way of telling you it's in distress. Listen to it and act fast. If there's one truth you take away from today, it's this: a heart attack rarely comes out of nowhere. It's not always the dramatic movie scene of someone clutching their chest and collapsing. For women, especially those over 60, the warning signs are often quieter, slower, and easier to dismiss. That's why recognizing them could be the single most important skill you ever learn. Let's bring together the 7 symptoms we've discussed. 1. Unusual fatigue, the kind of exhaustion that makes even simple chores feel like climbing a mountain. 2. Unexplained shortness of breath, struggling to get enough air during activities you normally do without a problem. 3. Nausea or indigestion, stomach discomfort that lingers without a clear cause. 4. Jaw, neck, or back pain, discomfort that creeps in and doesn't seem connected to movement or injury. 5. Dizziness or lightheadedness, a sudden loss of balance or feeling like you might faint. 6. Chest discomfort, pressure, squeezing, or heaviness, not always pain that can come and go. 7. Cold sweats, breaking out in a clammy sweat without exertion or heat. These signs don't always happen all at once, and they may appear days or even weeks before a heart attack. Time is muscle. The longer your heart is deprived of oxygen, the more permanent damage is done. Your emergency action plan. Stop immediately whatever you're doing the moment you notice any of these symptoms. Call 911 right away. Don't wait to see if it passes. Minutes matter. Note the time your symptoms began. This information can help emergency teams and doctors give you the best treatment. Stay seated or lying down to avoid strain on your heart. If previously advised by your doctor, chew one regular strength aspirin, 325 milligrams, while waiting for help. Do not do this unless you've been told it's safe for you. Never drive yourself. It's dangerous for you and others. Prevention is just as critical as reaction. Schedule regular checkups with your doctor. Even if you feel fine, keep track of your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels. Commit to a heart-healthy lifestyle, balanced meals, moderate daily activity, adequate sleep, and stress management. And remember, your instincts matter. If something feels off, don't explain it away as aging, stress, or just being tired. Listening to your body could save your life. You've now got the knowledge, but knowledge is only powerful if you act on it, whether that's for yourself, your sister, your friend, or the woman next door. Remember Martha from the start of our story, that sunny Sunday in Florida when she thought she'd simply pulled a muscle? As the pressure in her chest grew and a strange wave of fatigue washed over her, she suddenly remembered watching a video just like this one a few months earlier. In that moment, she realized she might be experiencing a heart attack. Instead of toughing it out or waiting to see if it would pass, Martha sat down, picked up the phone, and dialed 911. That single decision, made in seconds, saved her life. Doctors later told her that if she had waited even 15 more minutes, the damage to her heart could have been irreversible. This is why we began today's video with her story, and why we've walked through the 7 key symptoms of a heart attack in women. They aren't just medical facts, they're potential lifelines. They're the difference between going home after treatment or never coming home at all. If you take away just one thing from this video, let it be this: time is muscle. The sooner you act, the more heart muscle you save, and the greater your chances of survival. Now it's your turn to act. If you value your heart, your life, and the lives of the women you love, don't keep this information to yourself. Share this video right now. Text it to your sister, email it to your best friend, post it in your church group, or send it to your daughter. You never know whose life it might save. And before you go, hit the subscribe button, click like, and tap the share icon. That's not just supporting this channel, it's joining a community dedicated to protecting senior health and helping each other stay alive, one informed decision at a time. Your heart is speaking. Don't wait to listen.